Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. This is Abu Bakr and Mustafa from Abu Bakr by Zeka company. We are a software company in Turkey, and we are introducing for the first time a new navigation system and geographic data information query system. We can show you here that all other websites, best real estate websites, as it shows here in Google, they all have the same problem, that we have made two algorithms will solve these problems. For example, the same already loaded data is over and over loaded again. Even if I get back to the same data, this is taking a lot of time and consumes a lot of data and bandwidth. For mobile customers, this is a disaster. Will consumes a lot of megabytes, and sometimes I really need to look for an advertisement for a special neighborhood or something like that, but I can't see all except the listings. So this is not very practical. We also have the same problem here. The same data is loaded and it's too slow. When I get back to the same place I have loaded the data for, it is too slow and get back to make me wait for loading the new data. Okay, this is all the same, but I want to prove it. This is taking a lot of time, as you can see. Yes, for sometimes for other websites like Realtor, I don't know if I'm spelling it very well, but I'm not American, but it's not showing all the data here. For example, it's like, okay, I keep the data for you, but what about this place? When I make zoom in here, so this is the new data here. So for example, it says like there is no data here. For example, when I go here, I see a new thing here. So it's not very this is even for sahibinden.com, in the Turkish famous, the first Turkish websites in Turkey. It's not showing all the data. So it's showing like, oh, you have this data, for example, but when I come here and make zoom here, oh, this is a lot of other data. So, and it's not very at all. For example, any single movement here will make reloading the data. It's slow and consumes a lot of megabytes. I'm using here Ethernet cable for making it faster, but it's going to be a disaster for, as I told you before, for mobile connection. For our system, yes, this is our system. It's a demo, you can see. I have here about, for our database, we have about 51 million records, more than 51 million records. We have loaded 25 million records to the memory, and because we don't have a lot of memory here, as you can see, we have only yes, 8 gigabytes. So I'm using SSD. This is making the performance pretty well, but as I told you, more than 51 million records we have here, and we have loaded all, not all of them, half of them, about half of them to the memory. So the ISS worker process is handling the job. I can now close this process because I can prove you that our fast algorithm is not using the database. So, and this is the code. I can't show you where we are loading in the data access layer. Yes, here. So we are loading 25 million records here. This is normal loading. We have only 4 fields: ID, latitude, longitude, and value. We have these items, this data, geographic data with different values. So I'm sorry. So as you can see here, we can continue working, but it's too slow. So when I go back here, this is Karaman city in Turkey. I don't know. I just chose it for arbitrarily. I mean, I don't have anything special to this city. So we are waiting. You see that we have the bouncing data. The data is the data that have come new, but it's too slow. It's like worse than the previous website I have showed you before. But when I use fast query, before using fast query, we can notice that the already loaded data is still the same, so it's not reloaded again. We have a new loaded data here, but I keep the data same. The previously loaded data is the same, and it's not loaded again. We'll just wait for the synchronous Ajax request to finish. I think it's done. Now we can use the first fast query. I think it's not, we have to wait a lot to wait for the previous slow Ajax request. And after I checkbox this field, the navigation process will be very smooth, and we have a quick, very quick query. For 25 million records, we can make a very special query. And the normal query we are using here, the normal one, it's like all websites are using. We are just comparing the latitude and longitude of the southwest and northeast of the current bound. This 2 hour data. So if our advertisement is between this bound, so we just load it and make it to list. It's from the memory, all from the memory. Right now we are not using the database. It should be very fast, but we have 25 million records. So when we have the chance, now okay, now we can see it's very smooth. Yes, we have new data. I can zoom out from 25 million records. It's very smooth, very quick. The already loaded data is not loaded again. You can see, we only see this bouncing. This is came new, but when I get back here to the same place, it's not loaded again. You can see. So I can load as much as I want from the 25 million records. Okay, you can see it's very quick. The best thing that is I don't have to load again when I get back to my place. So I can make some restricts. For example, I don't need to make very zoom level or very high level. So the data is not loaded. All the data is loaded. We can. I have made this before. And we can make it also. Of course, you can make it also. We can control the Google Maps API to not allow the user to make a very high level zooms, so it doesn't have to load again and again a lot of data. So it's very quick, simply like that. Once I let the mouse, it's loaded very quickly. So as you can see, there is no process here using the database. This is only IIS worker process is working. We have about 25 million records. Our database is about we can check together. SQL Server. I'm sorry. This is our data. Okay, it is yes, it's 10 gigabytes. So we have loaded about half of it. You can see there is no need to make it run again, but this is the normal query, but we have secret code here. It's less than 70 line of code. This is a very special algorithm. Actually, myself, I am a scientific researcher. I have my maximum speed search algorithm. This is a very simple algorithm actually. Astaghfirullah. This is very simple algorithm, and the one which are using here in the secret code is very advanced. It can be considered as the third version. I intend to publish the second and the third version of this algorithm, maximum speed search algorithm. It proves this article. It proves that any algorithm, even if it comes after the one I have made it here, it will defeat it, because it will use it for a smaller range. Anyway, I am talking in scientifically. This algorithm is the fastest query algorithm for the geographic information, and it is now for sale. Actually, this fast query algorithm is for sale, and also the algorithm, navigation algorithm, that is keeping the loaded data in the map without need to reload it again. We can check simply the process here. This is our process, normal. So its memory, it's very normal, 200 megabytes until now, and we can see the Chrome memory. It's very normal.